Irv Da God in the building. I've been waiting for this for a few months now. He is a New York native. He is an artist, founder, and entrepreneur. He has his own label, Block Boy Mafia, and Block Boy Media that has delved into the world of film. Irv, how's it going?
It's going good, man. How are you, Jake?
Excited to be out here and finally doing this, man. Somebody from New York. I can tell with the accent, right when you walked in.
Big Apple. I'm here. Yeah. What up, Vegas?
Hey, what brought you out here to Vegas originally?
Money. Nah, I'm gonna keep it real. What brought me to Vegas was a friend of mine, man. I was doing a film at the time, and he had a good project out here. It was a lady named Ashley Elliott, good friend of mine, and she had a great music career going for herself at the time. And he told me to come out here and we should do some film work for her. You know what I mean? So I was like, all right, I come. I love New York, so I ain't. I'm gonna go back when I finish. I come out here, Vegas wound up hooking me, and I stayed. We did the project, and it was good, man. Everything went up from there.
No one ever leaves Vegas. Once you're out here for about a year, you realize how convenient everything is and how much opportunity is out here. It's really plentiful.
Yeah, I didn't even know that. Like, I came here one time on a vacation, just chilling. Went to the Flamingo, and I never thought about coming back here again. But he didn't beg me. He basically convinced me to do it. Like 3 days straight, we was in Atlanta partying and chilling. He was just like, "Let's just go to Vegas, man. It's out, it's crazy out there." So I was like, "You want to go to Vegas? Let's go to Vegas." So we went out there, and then made history.
Made in history. As I mentioned, you have Block Boy Media and Block Boy Mafia. So I guess this proposes the question of the chicken or the egg. Which came first of your passion, music or film?
Well, film was always my passion, but I used to just watch a lot of movies, a lot of different shows and everything. And one day I just went to film school, New York Film Academy, and I just like, I need to learn how to edit, you know what I'm saying? Because we was always doing the music too, you know what I'm saying, as well. It was like hand in hand. When you coming up in New York, you from the street, music just apply to your life anyway. You want to talk about all the shit you've been through, you feel me? So, I wound up going to New York Film Academy. I did a course. I paid it cash, you know what I mean? No loans. So we went out there. I did that for, I think, about a year, learned the program. And then we always had, access to any studio in New York City. My brother was the original rapper, Frisco the Kid, what up? And, so I learned how to do both because when I was doing the music at the time, we ain't have nobody to film us. So I was like, I got to get both things in. And at the time, we had our crew was Block Boy Mafia, BBM. You know what I'm saying? So as the media came, we turned it to media.
So it's really like a nod to your childhood and your youth and growing up.
Yeah, we was always black boys. We was always outside. We was always, doing stuff for the blocks, the Bronx, Queens, every borough, So Block Boy was just basically something that we was as a family, a unit came out with, but we was also a family. So the Mafia came in, So it's Block Boy Mafia.
So growing up in New York, what do you think it taught you and helped you form to become Irv Da God and the man you are today?
Well, New York, New York breeds people like us, like myself, young entrepreneurs, If you survive the streets of New York, and you got a story to tell, most people come successful just because they know they've been through a lot. A lot of places don't have undercover cops popping up. These niggas pop up out of anything, They'll pop up off a bike, They don't care. So it's like New York is very gritty. It's very, like we on top of each other out there. There's no space. So my last name is Irvin. Irv is, short for Irvin. Mm-hmm. And I love God. I'm an image of God. So it's the God.
It's perfect. I was just out in New York 3 weeks ago for NFT N.Y.C. Yeah. And I have to say it moves at a different pace than any other place I've ever been to. And working on the Strip for 10 years, I thought that the Strip moved at a quick pace. Out there, it's ruthless. Even the cops aren't even paying attention to the traffic laws.
Yeah, it's fast. Everything is moving out there. So whether you going to Wall Street downtown where they moving those numbers, or you going up to the hood where, there's a lot of people out there, and everybody got to survive, So it's even the cab drivers, they rushing to the next fare. So everything is just like very fast paced in New York. So when you come to other places and it's not as fast, you kind of adapt a little bit easier, you know?
And before we start diving into the career that you're in, before getting into
Family.
quote unquote the industry, were there any jobs that you held making your way up to become Irv Da God, or any jobs that helped you grow as a person or as a totem to your past that you ever don't want to go back to?
Yeah, finding a job in New York City as a young black man is the hardest thing to do in the world, first of all. But, you know, if you got good insights on people and good relationships, you could get something. But I'm going to give you a list real quick. One, I'm not going to give it in order, but I'm going to tell you what I did. My mother made me work for UPS early in the morning, which I hated, but it was only 4 hours a day, and all I had to do was load the trucks. Physical work, I'm like, let's get it. You know what I'm saying? Then, you know, you grow in that field, and they wanted me to be a driver. You know, I drove a few times, and then after I seen like this old man in one of the Teamster jackets, and his back looked hurt and he looked crazy, I quit. Cause I was like, I ain't gonna, you know, that ain't me right there. You know what I'm saying? I ain't working this hard to break my back to have a cool jacket. You know what I'm saying? So I left that. But my father always owned his own businesses, and he had a barbershop and beauty salons and game rooms and different stuff. So I worked with him a lot growing up. So it helped me with my people skills. You know, I cut hair for a long time. So I met a lot of different people. And, you know, you learn how to talk to people when you cutting hair, you know. And then, you know, after that, you know, I worked little side jobs doing sales, selling tickets. You know, when you work in New York, you go sell 40 tickets on 42nd Street. So that gets your hustle up. You learn how you make people buy tickets for whatever price they want to buy it for. So, you know, little things like that, man. So New York was always like, you know, a great experience of learning how to hustle and do, you know, if you didn't want to work and sit at a desk or anything like that, you made sure that you got outside and there was always some money out there.
It's so important to understand our path to success or where we are today. What I've noticed with a lot of entrepreneurs, and this is exemplified through music and lyrics as well, is that all of the things of your past are kind of skills that are stacked on top of each other in the form of an entrepreneur, and then you put out a product that's specific to you. And when you're an artist and you talk about your past experiences and you share kind of everything that you've done that's formed you into the person that you are today, and then it's portrayed in this like artistic light.
Yeah, you could say, yeah. I mean, me as an artist, how I develop myself is through what I've been through. You know what I'm saying? I'm not the type of person to always go and talk about my personal or bad experiences that I had, you know, but I definitely had a lot of crazy moments in New York City, you know, and for the record, you know, people know, you know, I'm always a positive person, you know what I'm saying? I'm always doing something that's going to motivate me and my people. But at times when you're a person that has a lot of energy, you attract energy, you know what I'm saying? So I might have not, you know, being a young person having a lot of energy, I might have attracted the wrong energies. So, you know, I just had a lot of battles out there, a lot of different, you know, I had over 100 fights in New York City, you know. I had a lot of run-ins with the police and you know, I had my car towed at least 50 times, you know what I'm saying? Back to back. If I had two cars, one time I came from Vegas and I won like $3,000 at the Tuscany, came back to New York, I had both my cars towed, about $3,000. So New York will fuck you, you know what I'm saying? But New York, I love New York because it's just home of the realest. And, you know, most of the good niggas in the industry are from New York, you know what I'm saying? They're from everywhere, but New York, you know, set the crown. We set the tone. You know what I'm saying? So I'm proud to be from New York. I'm not going to shit on New York. I'm just saying it's a rough place. And when you just tired of just having to deal with the obstacles, you might want to go branch off somewhere else and just do what you got to do.
School of hard knocks, as some may say.
Yeah, you know, it's a hard knock life out there.
So just so we're on the right timeline, what year did you move out here to Las Vegas?
I think I moved here 2015.
Okay, so yeah, you're a Vegas native now, as some of us would like to say.
Yeah, I've been here for a while. But I love Vegas. Yeah, I love Vegas.
What are the main differences you see between the music industry in Las Vegas and then coming from the music industry in New York?
You could say New York got a lot of better showcases and opportunities for the music, you know. I've seen a lot of the generations of music that passed through here, and it's nothing that stands. You know, everybody try to come out with their own styles. It's not that many artists that come from here that create anything that's relevant. So it's like, you know, there's a lot of talented artists out here coming up right now, though. There's a lot of producers out here that's making some fire because Vegas is growing, you know, so many different people. But, you know, from the 9 years that I've been here, you know, I haven't really seen something hit, you know, besides myself. And even I haven't even putting out no music because, you know, everything is in time and I'm not rushing. I'm not rushing to do anything. We got a lot of projects. So when everything hit, it's going to be, you know, it's going to hit big. That's it.
What would you say is the primary distribution channel for your music? Is it something like YouTube? Is it primarily through your own label, collabs?
Yeah, pretty much. We just use the same platforms, the TuneCore, Spotify, and everything. Whatever people are listening to. You know, you can go to my website, you know, IrvDaGod.com. You can see my music, you know, check my music out there. It's, you know, we're promoting a lifestyle and a brand. You know, music is just something we love to do. I own a studio, so I can get in there anytime and record music. I'm only recording things that I've been through or things that I know that people want to listen to. I'm not just out there just talking, you know. So it's not. I'm not in a rush to put out anything. You know, they'll get my life on the album. They'll get a great single. They'll get some good features. But you know, we're not rushing. And it's not just about the music. It's just about the life that we actually live in. You know, it's the story. You know, so that's why we in the film. You know, you're gonna see everything.
I enjoyed. I was browsing through your website a handful of times and saw there's about 6 or 9 music videos that you had on there. Yeah. And I know music videos are no easy feat. I know they take a lot of time.
Yeah.
Why are music videos important to music, and then more specifically your singles that you've put out?
Well, music videos is important because people want to see you. They don't want to just hear you. I mean, everybody talking nowadays. Everybody with a mouth got something to say nowadays. But it's like people want to understand. They got to see you because most of the time, if you don't see the person who, you know, is speaking, you know, you can't actually always believe or think everything they saying is true. You know, so I guess when people identify who they're, you know, comfortable listening to, and it just comes together, you know, more better. You know, I do my own videos. We have my own production, Block Boy Media. You know, Hidden Gem, you know, we come out, we just shoot everything ourselves because one, I don't like asking people for anything. You know, that's what my team do, my publicist, she go do that, you know. But as far as with me, I'm not going to ask, I'm just going to go do it, you know. If people see what I'm doing and they want to participate, then they're more than welcome to help. But it's an asking thing for me. I'm willing to learn the situation. And the people might not like my videos because I'm not, you know, a top tier, you know, video producer. But at the end of the day, I'm giving you what we can do, you know, and whether you like it or not, it's still mine. We own it. You know, it's our own music. We're funding it. So it's great to me, you know.
And that's the best. And that's what's one of the most important points when it comes down to creativity and artistic expression. Are you doing it for yourself, or are you doing it for the dollars? Are you doing it for the views? And those that I've met that are doing it for the latter two tend to fizzle out really fast because it has to come from in here at first.
Yeah, you're right, man. I mean, the music is in my blood, you know. It's just, I didn't really do music for attention because I don't really crave attention. You know, attention always came to me regardless, you know, from my family. My family loved me, you know. I ain't have no problem with that, you know. But it was really because, honestly, like, my brother was a great artist, and I was actually a fan of his music. So we started our business together, and, you know, he had to take off for a while because, you know, he has a family. And I'm just not the type of person to stop doing something. I'm going to keep moving. You know, not like he's not going to do it, but I'm like, listen, if you can't carry this, I'm going to carry this. I'm going to put this on my back. You know, at the time, I was just producing different artists and putting them out and using my, you know, my money from, you know, where I worked. But then after a while, you know, coming to Vegas and meeting my publicist and a great team, they was like, why don't you do it, you know? Dana White, he even encouraged me as well. Like, you know, he came to my office when we had a production company. He was like, yeah, y'all should just do it. You should just do it. So, you know, I just switched everything around. I was Irv Da God.
Irv Da God. Let's dive into the quote unquote the writer's room a little bit. What is your creative process? How do you go about taking pen to paper idea to a flourishing music video?
For a video or for the songs?
We could start with just the lyrics. Like what is the process of taking the thoughts or the ideas that you have and turning it into a song?
It really depends on the beat, honestly. Whatever the beat is sounding like, and I can kind of think of, I go on my mind and I think of a situation that I've been through or something that I can relate to. Or, you know, I usually just come up with words and we just put a storyline together. We might paint the movie on a song. You know, people might not get it right away. But when they know me and they understand me and they understand what I've been through, then they understand. I don't expect people to get it, but you only gonna understand when you pay attention. You know what I'm saying? A lot of you don't pay attention. So I don't expect you to get shit. But yeah, if you pay attention, you know what I'm saying, and see what we doing, man, you just understand like the whole process and where BBM come from and how many people are involved and, you know what I'm saying, what are we doing out here for the community and things like that, man. We just out here just working and trying to stay, like I said, innovative. That's the magic word.
Do you work with just one producer who produces a beat, or do you have multiple and you kind of just get a sample of each before writing a song?
At one point, I was working with one producer. His name was Dwight, and I was just gonna put out an album with just his music. But I want to be selfish, and so many other dope producers out here. So I actually called a few more. And locally, I don't work with top industry producers. I have a few in my contact list, but it's I figured like I could work with the local people and we could still create the same stuff. You know what I'm saying? All the programs, everything that the industry got, we all have anyway. So it's like, let's just create it from scratch, from people who don't have a name for themselves, and we could build something for them.
That's what it comes down to, community, especially when you're an independent artist or just growing and trying to build your own brand. You don't want to partner with somebody who is at such a peak of the industry that it might take away, or they might kind of push down your contributions to the song or the film or whatever that it's doing. Yeah,
because people like authenticity. That's the word.
Yeah, authenticity.
Yeah, that word. I'm bad with words. But,
Me too.
Yeah, so that word. So they like that, and a lot of times is when people take your idea and they try to redo it, it doesn't come out the same. So that's why, like, when I do something, if I do a song, I like to keep it just like the way I recorded it. We just gonna beef it up a little bit, put a little bit of mix on it, but we not doing the whole remixing unless it's a known producer, like someone like Dre or Swiss or you know what I'm saying, one of them top tier people, Scott Storch or somebody like that, Polo the Don.
Tell me about your first studio album, 33, and it's the word 30 and then the number 3 afterwards.
I think at the time I was like into my numerology stuff, and I might have turned 33. I don't know. I don't even remember. I don't remember what the reason why I named it 30. I think I was into numerology, and I kept seeing the number 33. And in the projects, I lived on the 3rd floor, 3C, and C is the 3rd letter of the alphabet. So I was like, 33 just keep following me. So when I looked up the meaning of 33 and the meaning of it, and I don't remember the meaning, but I think the concept was basically like, it's a number of your angels or your ancestors, give you the message to continue like your road and your journey. You know what I'm saying? And those are 2 powerful numbers that end up to the 6 and the root of the 9. So I was like, okay, I started paying attention. So, I named it 33 to show the consciousness, to let the people know I'm conscious,
And how many songs are on this album?
What we did? I think we did like 12 songs, yeah. And at that time, I was still learning. I was mixing different producers and still learning my sound at the time. Like, I don't feel like that's the greatest music I'm still getting better. But a lot of times, it's real street shit. Like, when you listen to it, it was real shit.
That's kind of how you build a community. And I can just play this off of my own experience. If you go back to my first podcast, it's raw, it's authentic, but it's very monotone. A lot of grammatical errors, a lot of unnecessary pausing and filler words. But over time, those who listen from the beginning, they grow with you and they get to see you improve. And that's what makes them very loyal to you, because they were there, quote unquote, since the beginning.
Since the beginning, man. I hope all my fans, stay with me through the journey and the process, man, because it's a beautiful thing. I'm really just doing it for the people. I'm already happy in life. Like, my life is great. I have no problems. All the bad drama and trauma and all that, I done left that behind. You know what I'm saying? So I'm here to entertain, give the world something, do something that's never been done before. And that's it, man. Let people live and enjoy, It's all about having a great time.
How do you communicate with your fans? Is it primarily through social media? Do you throw events? Or do you get creative in the marketing towards it?
Yeah, just social media pretty much, I don't really like talking all the time, man, because it's like you talk to everybody or every fan and everything, it's a lot of overwhelmed. You get overwhelmed with a lot of stuff. But I mean, the people that stay consistent, man, I'm always talking to them on my social media. A lot of Snapchat, man. A lot of people comment me on Snapchat. They talk to me personally and stuff. But Instagram I love it, but it's just that's mainly for me to just promote myself. I'm not really frequent on it.
Same way. I actually hate Instagram, but forced to use it. It's the popularity and marketing platform for pretty much everybody.
Yeah, it's the biggest one. So we gotta play by the rules. But I like all the other stuff. Snapchat is dope.
Snapchat, yeah. I've seen a lot of artists that have come on here prefer Snapchat over pretty much any other platform.
Snapchat's the future. Remember I said it here on Jake's show. Snapchat is the future.
On the guest list. Probably going to come out with a Snapchat song pretty soon here.
Yeah, I know. Irv Da God said it. You know what I'm saying?
Let's move this a little bit further to what we talked about in the beginning, where the chicken and the egg, the film, right? Your biggest passion. I have it written down here. I saw on your website that you directed, produced, and acted in his own short film, Edges Not Full, and a TV series, Block Boy Behind the Lights. Let's begin with Edges Not Full. Can you give us just an explanation of what this short film is, and also somebody who pretty much did everything surrounding this short film?
Man, Edges Not Full. You went way back, man. I think that was my first director's position, and that was a big job. Edges Not Full. It was written by Valentino Jefferson. Burt Valentino Jefferson is one of my good friends, man. We're brothers in this lifetime. So he basically had a concept of the show Edges Not Full, which is a concept of, if you ever seen New Jack City or Paid in Full, they were both drug movies. And Edges Not Full was based on the drug movie, but they wasn't selling drugs. They were selling edges. We were selling edges of hair. So, because, women need their edges, So we made a little comedy spoof, basically taking like all the movies and just making it, like the drug game's messed up, the swipe game is messed up, and it was like, what's the next thing? And it was like edges, So it was just a fun comedy skit. We actually didn't shop it because it was just it was a long process, and it's just not ready yet. It's before its time. So when we actually put out Block Boy, we're gonna have the strain of all the films that we wrote and produced from the beginning. But Block Boy Behind the Lights is also written by Valentino Jefferson, and I directed it, and I funded it, and I acted in it. So it's gonna get picked up soon, but we just finishing up some last bit of edits and everything like that. But it was a good storyline. It's based on Vegas lifestyle, you know what I'm saying? Not showing in front of the lights, but showing behind the lights. You don't never see what goes on behind, Vegas lights. So just a little concept of that, and my lifestyle mixed in. We working for Italian, I think in the show we're working for an Italian boss, and he gets me out of jail after doing, a little bid. He gets me out early. So him getting me out early puts me on these tasks because I got the Block Boys, at my, and they're my crew, and they just terrorizing Vegas. You know what I'm saying? So nothing crazy. Just a little bit of stuff from real life situations, man, but past stuff. So we just kind of put it into the movie to make it fun.
I love when somebody explores their intellectual curiosity, no matter what it is, whether it's entrepreneurship, artistry, music, it doesn't really matter. But I do want to dive in a little bit to what you're talking about behind the lights of Las Vegas, because this is a topic that is that comes up very often on this podcast. Vegas, as somebody who now you've lived here for about six or more years, and somebody who myself is born and raised here, Vegas is often portrayed as this adult Disneyland. Nobody really realizes that there's 2 million people that live outside of the Strip, and that there's a community. From your experience of being behind the lights, how do you see Vegas?
I see Vegas as an open opportunity city, So Vegas is beautiful if you look at all the landmarks and all the, the scenery it gives you. But, a lot of times people come to Vegas, or if they stay in Vegas, they're not from Vegas. So they could taint the way that, people see Vegas, and they'll come out here thinking it's too free and might do things that, there's not, not really a normal Vegas person would do. So Vegas to me is just, honestly, is just a open opportunity of it's a great land. It's a great place, man, owned by the mafia, who ran this place a long time ago and probably still runs it today, you know, and they had a certain order and structure that made this state, that made this place, you know, active and made it, you know, make money and stuff like that. Regardless of the method or whatever they did, they had a structure and they created opportunity for these casinos to keep making their money and people to keep coming here and vacationing and having a great time, you know. So just behind the lights is just basically showing what you could say. I'm not showing the people under Vegas, but I'm showing basically the people that come to Vegas and try to start their what you say, like their
business endeavors,
or that was it that was it the I can't think of the word, but basically start they whole,
they're like their new brand, their new personality, new
whatever
life.
they trying to start. I can't say because a lot of these people come here with so many different ideas, you know what I'm saying? But me, you know, I came out here kind of just trying to help a friend, and next thing you know, I got my whole business running, you know, my great business running. But, you know, people come out here just try to take over, think it's an open land, and that stuff needs to kind of be showed, man. It's not peaches and cream out here. It's not always hot out here. It's cold out here, you know what I'm saying?
Oh,
so,
it's cold out here today.
Yeah.
Whew.
People just got to see, like, it's not, you know, New York is not the only active place. Atlanta's not the only active. You got Vegas people that get it in out here, man. These people getting real money out here, and they living good. You know what I mean? We living great.
Yeah, there's so many ways to go about Vegas. You can go the traditional Vegas native route, which it's funny that you notice this. A lot of natives, there aren't a lot of natives. The statistic is actually only 25% of the Las Vegas population was born in Las Vegas. So that's already a minute amount of people that live here. You could either go work on the Strip, make a pretty comfortable lifestyle, and then kind of just check out and live your life. Or you could go the entrepreneur route, which isn't fully developed, but is building. And then you can be basically an icon within the city. But you have to put the work in, right? If there's not a lot of infrastructure out for whatever you're doing, then you have to go build it yourself. Whereas this is why a lot of people opt to go to Hollywood or LA for film or music, because there's so much infrastructure that sits there. But there's so many hurdles that you have to go through, right? There's a political system, checks and balances, a tit for tat. This is unions. What you got to do for me. Unions. Out here, it's open opportunity. It's an open desert, and so you have to build those infrastructures. And then once you have that set down, then the opportunities come to you.
That's all it is. It's a land of entrepreneurs. You know, you come out. It's a lot of building every day, every time. Like for the last 10 years, man, they've been building. You know, so you know that this economy is doing good and it's going up, you know, so you want to be a part of that, you know, and that's what we doing.
It's the perfect way to be about it. Do you ever explore on the Strip, or have you moved past that phase already?
To be honest, I'm past the Strip phase. I've been, you know, I did the Strip so much, it's like, I like actually just being in the nature and just enjoying, you know, the scenery. The Strip, if I have to go there, I'll go there. But, you know, I used to gamble every day. I've been to every club out here, did every VIP, bought every section, party with every DJ. Like, so it's a good situation when you first come out here, because you might not have lived that life. I didn't live like that in New York. New York, I was trying to find myself. I was in the streets. I was getting in trouble. So I never really partied. When I came to Vegas, you know, as soon as I got off the plane, I'm going to keep it real. I had a Molly. That's what it was like blue pill, red pill. And you know what I'm saying? And it was just up from there. So Vegas is open you up. But what you can't do, and I'm going to let everybody know, is that you can't beat Vegas. Everybody that comes here thinking that they're going to beat Vegas and when you're going to make tons of millions of dollars and you just going to live. Nah, listen, everything that you do in life has either consequences or it's going to be some type of karma involved. So unless you're doing the right thing, and that's why, you know, I make sure that I'm always doing the right thing. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you're doing the right thing when you come to Vegas, because even if you're getting a little money out here, that shit ain't going to last. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just giving you a little game.
Vegas spits a lot of people out.
Yeah, chew you up. Nicorette. You're a Nicorette gum.
This actually happened to me. I worked in the nightclub industry for 6 years. Started making a decent amount of money for somebody that was 22 years old, and started going out and partying and substance abuse and drinking and, you know, all kinds of like provocative activities and making bad decisions, and ended up quitting everything and going sober for like 3 years to try to like reset myself. But I had seen so many of my friends from childhood up into the industry that just lets the strip just destroy them, and they never financially recover or mentally recover.
Yeah, because y'all got to be ready, man. Y'all people think, or y'all think that it's just easy, or you could keep drinking. You can't out drink your body. You know, how much liquor can you take in your body? You need more water in your system, you know? So it's like, come out here, have fun, man, but make sure you just balance that shit, you know what I'm saying? But Block Boy Behind the Lights, we showing what the unbalanced life look like. We showing what the streets look like in Vegas. We showing all the stuff. I can't talk about it, but you watch the show or watch the storyline, and you're going to definitely see everything that go down out here.
I love that you're diving into multiple endeavors. For a long time, musical artists, athletes never really had the entrepreneurial side to them, or there was a lot of barriers for them to enter the space. But now it's an open playing field. At least technology has allowed that to open up, and it's beautiful to see. Is there any other entrepreneurial activities or endeavors that have piqued your interest outside of film or music?
Yeah, I'm looking into the crypto stuff as well and the Forex trading. My sister, shout out to Kayla, she actually signed me up to the Forex. So it's just something extra to do, like when I'm on the road traveling or anything like that. Because I'm a numbers person. I play baccarat too when I gamble. So I'm all about, you know, the frequencies and you know, things like that. You know, the patterns and stuff. So that's one thing. And also I invested into a crystal shop out here, Healing Arts Boutique. And, you know, it was an idea that a good friend of mine came with, and I just wanted to, you know, I used to always give people stones and make sure that people had their little healing properties. And, you know, I thought it was a great idea, so I wound up investing into a project for a friend. And, you know, I just promote the store, you know. I don't have anything to do with it, but I just invested into the business. So it's going great, too, man. A lot of celebrities are stopping by Healing Arts Boutique. It's on Flamingo and on Las Vegas Boulevard. And no, it's Flamingo and Spencer, excuse me, somewhere over there. And yeah, it's been a great experience, man. They do sound baths there. You know, they always, you know, a lot of people go there for healing. That's what I heard. You know, so yeah.
Any variation of holistic treatment has a lot of attention. I've had on holistic skincare providers and eyebrows and all of these like alternative ways to medicine. It seems to pique a lot of the younger generation's interest, and it's very fascinating. Maybe it's because we're starting to understand that preventative medicine is actually a much better choice than treatments, right? The best way to cure cancer is to just treat your body right at the end of the day. And now we're understanding that mental health is actually probably more important than we've thought. So you investing into that, you said numerology, you've really been interested in. I'm assuming there's probably some sort of interest then into astrology or zodiac or crystals. What kind of fulfillment do you think you gain from diving into these kind of alternative remedies?
I could say, look, the world has kind of like put itself into that that domain. Like everyone is kind of getting into the crystals, and some people were before their time. These crystals, these minerals, and these resources been here. They just wasn't like for the public. It wasn't for the people yet. You know, a lot of just secret society people was just into it. You know, so when the world has to evolve and vibrate on a certain vibration for it to, you know, in life for us to even live, you know, people have to be open to this stuff. And the new generation, they put it in video games and cartoons, so the kids already identify in it. But for the people who wasn't brought up on it, they usually have either a traumatic experience in their life or someone sent can come and just introduce them to it, you know? A lot of people are not too fond of the crystals or might be opposed to it because they be like, it's not godly, but everything is God. So, you know, you can't be opposed to something that you don't know. You know, there's people I've told about the crystals and healing properties, and they shunned it. And then as soon as it became popular, they into it, you know? So, I mean, I don't discriminate on anything. Listen, we all going to open up and start learning what we need to learn in life. But at the same time, through my experiences and what I've been through, these are the things that have helped me. So when I see someone who's been through something I've been through, I might give them the thing that I use to help me with the process, you know? So it's nothing new. It's just something that people are just now getting introduced to, and it's new to them. But this has been here for years. centuries.
Human psychology is so fascinating. So many of us don't want to participate in culture until there's the word popular in front of it. And then once it's popular culture, all of a sudden you're the biggest fan and you want to throw so much money at it. But it takes a very unique and forward-thinking person to look into something, even contrarily to what everybody else is thinking about it. And crystals and astrology and all this stuff has some sort of interesting connotation attached to it. A lot of people resist it. Some people just don't even want to participate in it. But I hear over and over again, and with previous guests that I've had on who also participated in it, there's some properties to it, regardless if it's a physiological thing contributing to it or some sort of placebo effect. But the effect is the effect at the end of the day.
Yeah, I mean, listen, a lot of people have crystal minds out here and they're doing well for themselves. You know, these are natural minerals. You can't shun something that comes from the world. I can see if it's something that's man-made and they look at it, but a lot of these minerals come from the ground. You know, they come from in caves and stuff, and they're being mined. Just like y'all out there mining Bitcoin. You know, Bitcoin has been here for how long? And you wasn't mining Bitcoin then. Now everybody want to be super tech, and you know. So listen, the world is going to put you, where you need to be. But a lot of the times, the people who are successful is because they were before their time. They been knew this stuff. You know what I'm saying? If you research and pay attention, you would know what you need to know. So a lot of times you people are just distracted. So when it's time to wake up, make sure, you know what I'm saying, y'all see the real. That's all it is.
Straight up and straight to the point. Where do you think this business is going to go? Do you think in terms of, what was the shop called?
Healing Arts Boutique.
Healing Arts Boutique, as you mentioned, it's right out of the Strip.
Yeah.
Do you plan to is it just going to be like a home base for you to onboard people, just an open-ended shop?
The reason why I invested in it is because it has an open space where people could come and do healing sound baths, or they could come there and, talk about their books. You know, I had a Baba Femi. He's a known Baba, a Babalao, and he came with his organization, and he had a book signing with one of his release. And a lot of times it's right across the street from a youth center. So I just saw the youth center and I saw open space, and I wanted the youth center to come in because a lot of these kids need healing. You know, if they come in there, they could speak to me, and, because I want to learn how to do speeches and, go to places and start talking to people about experiencing how to change their life. You know, that's something that when people would come to my school, or I would go to seminars and listen to people, that's like one of the only things that inspired me. It's not too many things that inspire me. So I was just like, wow, you know what I'm saying? So what inspires me, I like to use, reflect it and inspire other people as well. So that's pretty much what we opened it for. It's a center just where people could come in, get their daily minerals, their sea moss, or, products that they'll need for the healing properties. And if they want to do the extra, whereas come to a seminar and listen to people speak, or come and get a book from a Babalao or a known health person, this is the place that you go to. Because I haven't seen any in Las Vegas.
Two of the biggest biggest connectors in reality is storytelling and personal or human experience. That's the two things that relate most of us at the end of the day. It's interesting. And I think that's why music does so well in film, right? Especially documentaries. That's such a popular form of storytelling because it's real. You can see, somebody can tell you exactly what they're doing, what exactly happened, and then you can the same exact thing with music and writing lyrics. You get to share your story and people can relate, and I think that's why music has only done so well over the long term, is that it can relate to so many people and it brings that nostalgic moment. Because I could tell a lot of songs for me, sometimes I'm not even listening to the song, I'm just going back to a moment in time that helps me feel nostalgic to it.
Yeah, that's true, man. A lot of motivation. A lot of people listen to music for motivation. But yeah, listen, if you have a life to where it's kind of just like not out there in the world, and, pretty much, you live your life, in a good, but, you want to hear music, you want to hear these things, but it doesn't mean that you're not going through these things. The streets is the streets. Life is life, we all got to go through our experience. But, music definitely helps us get through a lot of different stuff, like like, you know, Young Dolph, you know, he was motivating to always get money and always do something. God rest Young Dolph, man, rest in peace, man. But that man was definitely motivated, you know, regardless of what he's done or what he's been through, you know, he motivated people like me or friends of mine to go get the money.
Chase it, man, chase it. And Irv, I know you have to get out of here, and I thank you for sharing your time with us. I have one final question before you get out of here. Same question I ask everybody, and then you can tell us where to follow you. What does Las Vegas mean to you?
Las Vegas means everything to me, because Las Vegas is the place that I came, and I actually created a great business, created a great family, met great people here on your show also, man. So Vegas is everything to me, man. I love Vegas, and man, I can't say nothing bad about Vegas, man. You know what I'm saying? What up, Vegas?
Hey, she a beauty.
She a bad bitch.
She a bad bitch. Let's go. Where do I send all the listeners or those watching on YouTube to follow you or get more involved with Block Boy?
You can follow me at Irv Da God, IRV_DA_GOD. And that's on every platform except for Snapchat. It's IRV_DAGOD. But everywhere else you can find me, Irv Da God _, you know, and I'm out here, man. Just find me in the streets or find me at Healing Arts Boutique giving a seminar, or find me in the studio doing some songs, you know what I'm saying? But just catch me when you see me, you know what I'm saying? Say what up, man.
Say what up. Irv, thank you for sharing your time with us. Really enjoyed this conversation.
I did too. Thank you, Jake.
Got to check out that crystal shop sometime soon.
Yes.
Open up my mind to all kinds of different remedies out here. So thanks again. Thank you guys for listening. We'll catch you next time.